Let's kill ourselves.
Okay, let's do it again. Ready? Hi, guys. Welcome back to Unbothered.
This is the third time we're starting over. The first time we were in the middle of a protest. The second time Cedar's microphone was off. So here we are.
So
Yeah.
let's do it all over again. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Hot and Bothered. We're not doing this one more fucking time. I swear to God, if something goes
I'm
wrong,
Chris
I'm
Bruno.
killing all of us.
This is
Cedar Champ. On this podcast, we talk about everything we find hot as fuck and everything that bothers the shit out of us. I'm just doing it. I'm getting it out of the way. Guys, we need to just really roll into this.
Cedar
because
just had a whole fucking
today's-
monologue about how we're walking contradictions and how we come in with very strong opinions and then a week later we change our opinions. So
Exactly.
don't take anything we say seriously. Take it with a grain of salt. If you're offended, go fuck yourself. You're probably ugly and a loser. And that's it.
What he said. Ditto.
Let's get into it.
Okay, let's address Halloween.
Yeah, what happened? What did
Okay.
you do? Where did you go? I actually kind of know this, but I don't. So I want to know.
Yeah, let me just say, we understand that Halloween has long since passed, but you know what? Halloween, we drugged the fuck out of Halloween this year. I've been going to Halloween events since the beginning of October, and
How the fuck is it November?
how the fuck is it November? How the fuck?
I don't know.
So anyway, Halloween was a sleigh. I dressed up one night as Easy A, as Olive from Easy A, which was so fucking cute. Which I've done that costume before, so it wasn't like anything new. But I actually I crushed it this year. I looked really good. And then one night I was an angel, which was like cute, but it was just like a last minute like thrown together thing.
Slutty.
Yeah, so Halloween was cute. I did a lot of events. I've been partying for weeks on end. My body needs a rest. I am like so burnt out. But anyway, basically, I've been hanging out with a long lost friend a lot lately. And so I was partying with her. We went
fun.
to, yeah, it was super fun. I went and saw Fred again.
Cute.
That like kind of like kicked off like the thing.
The romance.
Yeah, it kind of kicked off like the downward spiral of just like what's the word I'm looking, like debauchery. How do you say that?
Debauchery. We don't know how to talk either.
It's fine, it doesn't matter. So it just like really kicked off like the spiral of me like treating my body very poorly and partying like I have nothing better to do because let's be honest, I don't. Anyway, so I went to Fred again, and then I spent multiple nights at Fleur Room. Did that, and then I actually went to Tao for Halloween, which was
so ghetto,
but it was cute. It was fine.
Did you like have like little like fried shrimps with sauce?
No, it wasn't that vibe. We were like at a table. Tyga was playing.
My ex.
Yeah, the love of your life.
I love him.
Yeah,
That's so good.
and then to wrap it all up, the last of my events, which I'm like now committing to like being sober and having like a normal schedule, but the last minute thing that came up that I absolutely had to attend was obviously the Kim Petras concert.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows I'm literally obsessed with her. And you know what? I was thinking about it. I don't even know if it's actually her or if it's just her music that I'm obsessed with. It's probably just her music.
But then like it's her music, so you're obsessed with her.
Exactly. It's kind of the same like with Taylor Swift. Anyway.
Yeah.
So that was the sleigh, and that's been like just my events and like how I've been running my body into the ground. I've developed a nicotine addiction.
Slay.
We all know I
That's
am
hot.
a cigarette girly through and through, and I've always hated vapes, and I've always had a bad taste in my mouth with vapes because
Literally.
I like was in college when everybody started hitting Juuls, and I think they're the most disgusting things on the face of this earth.
But like having a Juul now is kind of chic. Like if I see somebody with a Juul, I'm like, okay, it's one of those things that was like in and then it was out and now it's in because it's like
again.
vintage.
It is.
It's like I'm like, oh my god, like you actually like have an addiction.
Juuls
like,
are vintage,
they
so we're hot this week because
are.
Juuls are vintage.
But like the little like juice that gets on your lips and like burns your fucking lips from the pod.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
I get that a little bit. Okay, so yeah, this is where I was going with this. I've always hated vaping, and then I found myself a flume. And I can't put it down.
Yeah, they're bad.
But my flume has been doing that too, where I'm getting like the juice on my lips, and I'm like,
Dude,
that's too much.
Someone that I work with like found like probably 50 of these at one of our properties. And now we just have a box full of them in our office. And I'm literally going to put them in the dumpster. They're disgusting. And literally my throat feels like there's a cat scratching it 24 hours a day.
What
But
is that?
I don't know.
I've
It's called
never
a
seen that
fire.
before.
Guava blast. Like literally
That's
disgusting. They're
disgusting.
so gross. I have like 6 of them just scattered around. But yeah, I'm a crackhead.
Yeah.
So I need to figure that out. These are really
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah. Let's talk about your Halloween.
My Halloween was good. I legitimately had a 7-day hangover.
Stunning.
I literally,
Bothered because of the 7-day hangover.
yeah. So Friday, I don't know, I went out or I didn't go out. I don't know. Saturday, I went to like a few Halloween
You're like,
parties.
I don't know. Who knows? I can't keep track of the
Yeah,
days anymore.
yeah. We'll get there. I was a hillbilly. It was really cute. I had a wig. I had a cowboy hat. I had like a chic cut up flannel, like
Your
little
wig was
short
iconic.
shorts. I know, boots. It was cute. Like it was cute. I had black teeth that it looked like I had no teeth.
Wait, I've been meaning to ask you,
What?
how did you do that? Was that
Everyone keeps fucking
Sharpie?
asking me about this. It's some shit on Amazon, some like Party City ass like thing that you put on. It's like
Oh, so
wax.
it's like made for your
Yeah.
teeth.
It's like a thing that you just like. It's like a wax, and
I
you just
didn't
put it
think that you
on.
like actually were prepared enough for Halloween that you would like order like costume
Baby,
makeup on
Amazon
Amazon.
Prime. Are you joking me? Hello, I got a wig too,
I
bitch.
just like did not expect
But
that
it was
from
really
you.
funny, dude. Everybody at these parties was like these niche ass fucking costumes. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, can we just like bring it back to the basics? Like everybody was like, oh my god, like are you Joe Dirt? Are you totally Kyle? Are you da 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 da? Are you this? Are you that? And I was like, okay, baby, let's scale it back. I'm like, it's not like we
You're
don't need to
thinking
get
about this too hard.
me,
This
everyone,
person. Yeah.
everybody, like all these people were like going off, and I was like, baby, just scale it back. I was like, I'm a
Yeah.
fucking hillbilly,
Yeah.
like, like let it be. And then
Like my
they're
tattoo.
yeah, and then they were all like,
Bob
literally,
Marley.
yeah. And then everyone's like, well, like I'm from Minnesota or like I'm from Oklahoma. Oh, and I was like, I'm so glad that
Cultural
that's where you're from.
appropriation.
Like I'm like my family is literally hillbillies too, but I'm
Yeah.
from California. Like get the fuck over it. Like whatever. And then all these niche ass costumes, dude. Everybody looked like Bad Bunny. I was like, who are you? What do you like? Whatever. Like they were like, oh, I'm this, and this. I was like, everyone's dressed like fucking Bad Bunny. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I literally
Yeah.
thought everybody was Bad Bunny. I was like, what is happening?
Wait.
Weird.
Okay, so the first night I was out for Halloween was like a country night or like a country theme at Fleur Room.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Like
show
literal
up
hillbillies.
and they're like, what?
Like hillbillies.
Yeah, but like no, because everybody obviously like looked hot.
Yeah.
But we like showed up, so they're only playing country music, and
Oh my god. Why didn't you fucking tell me this?
there's these two guys
Uh
there,
huh.
and they're talking to us, trying to hit on us, and me and my girlfriend, we're like vibing out, both just singing our little hearts out to all the country music, and then these guys come up to me and they're like, we're like actually from Georgia. They're probably from Atlanta. We're like actually from Georgia. And I was like, okay. Like am I supposed to be impressed by that? Like, bitch, I grew up on a literal farm.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say about that? I'm actually from, okay, congratulations.
Like, thank
like,
you. Awesome. Cool. Are you
am I
gonna buy
supposed
me
to
a
be like,
drink,
wow, that
baby?
is so cool. You're
Yeah.
actually from like yeehaw country.
Is
Like,
Georgia
wow.
even like that?
Parts of it, yeah.
Uh,
But it was just like, okay. And then I looked at him, I was like, oh, really? I grew up on a farm in the Midwest. And he was like, jaw on the floor. People are always so stunned when I tell them that. And I'm like,
you're like,
okay.
hi. I see you reaching
Anyway,
for your little friend.
I can't get enough of it. It's gotten really bad.
I won't get in trouble for doing this while we record. Okay, so are we hot or are we bothered? What's going on this week? Tell me what's going on.
I am actually really hot this week because, like I literally just said in that whole spiel about Halloween, I am entering my party girl era,
Mhm.
and partying in my life has like really ebbed and flowed throughout my life. Like when I was in high school, I partied like a literal maniac, had no
Mhm.
business acting like that. When I was in college, I was like literally a homebody, never left my fucking bedroom, like
Mhm.
didn't party at all. And I guess even like when I lived in New York, I hardly ever partied. And ever since moving to LA, I've just been like literally off the fucking wall. But I went through like probably like a 6-month span where I wasn't really partying that much. But
Here.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
especially over the summer, like I didn't really party at all. Like
Hmm.
I feel like no one wanted to do anything this summer. And now that fall has rolled around, like everybody
Everyone
wants to hang out.
is like
Like
itching to get the fuck out and to go party.
every single
Yeah.
night, I'm getting a text from somebody new being like,
Yeah.
hey, do you want to come meet me at this place? Like
I'm the
last
same thing
night,
is like happening with me, and I'm like, I can't say no to a drink,
no,
and like it's ruining my life.
no, exactly. And like last night, like I was like, oh my God, okay, finally, like a night in. And I was like so stoked for it. And then like last minute, someone hit me up and was like, I'm at Tower Bar. Do you want to come for a drink? And like for the first time in literal weeks, I finally was like, no,
No, like I can't do this to
no,
my
like my
body.
body is going to actually quit on me if I do
Yeah.
that.
I haven't gone to the gym in a week. I'm going after this. That's why I'm dressed like this to force myself to fucking go.
Yeah.
I'm like morbidly obese. I went to
Yeah.
Pilates yesterday. I was like a dead fish.
No, it's like you cannot do it all. But it's like I also don't really fucking care and I don't need to
Mhm.
do it all. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I have very few responsibilities in life right now. Like I might as well just like
Just do it.
be enjoying my party girl era.
I feel like me and you, our problem lately has been our sleep schedules have been so fucked up.
So fucked
Like
up.
so fucked up.
So
Like I
fucked
have been
up.
going to bed 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 5 a.m., like ruining my fucking life.
Yeah.
And I gave myself such a hard time for not going to the gym this week because I was sleeping, like literally sleeping in until 9 o'clock,
Mm-hmm.
like sleeping for 12 hours, like trying to get my shit back together. But then the other day I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I should like get my sleeping in order before I go like strain my body at the gym even more.
For
So
sure.
I was kind of like, okay, like I will give myself a fucking break. Like I'll survive. Like
Get that rest
now that I feel
early.
like I have that situation covered and kind of like, I mean, we're probably gonna die tonight and be up until 7 a.m. But I'm like, fuck it, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it's like even okay, not last night, but the night before, I had a night where I was like, okay, I can go to bed early,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Slept like actual fucking shit. Woke up at 5:30 in the morning and could not fall
No.
back asleep. And you know what I think the problem is? Because that was the night after a night of partying,
Mm-hmm.
and I think I like can't sleep well while my body is like still like detoxing from like the
Yeah.
alcohol and
Yeah.
stuff. And then like even that night, the night I slept shitty, like I woke up in the middle of the night literally drenched in
Oh
sweat.
God, I hate that.
I sleep alone.
Yeah.
My comforter is not a real down comforter. Like it's not that
You
heavy.
have the AC
I
blasting.
keep the AC at 68 degrees while I
Yeah.
sleep. There's no reason I should be waking up sweating. And I think
Mm-hmm.
it was actually my body just trying to be like expelling all of the fucking toxins.
Alcohol.
Like it's so bad. So anyway, but no, the thing is I am just really truly leaning into and embracing my party girl era while I can.
I love
And
that for you.
I have a way of when things start to go a little wrong or get like tough or confusing in my life, I really just lean into it
Mm-hmm.
and I will blow my whole fucking life up. Like as soon as one thing goes wrong, for example, this past spring, I ended my relationship and then things started to get a little weird at work where like my favorite boss was leaving. And so I
Mm-hmm.
was like,
Let's blow it up, bitch.
this is getting scary. And you know
Yeah.
what? If we're going to do it, it's going to be my choice.
Mm-hmm.
Let's lean
Let's
into this.
maximize it.
Light the fucking dynamite. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Quit my fucking job. Like, cut ties with a bunch of people. Like, all this shit. And just
Restart.
blew my whole life
Refresh.
up. And it's kind of fun. And that's kind of what I'm doing right now on a smaller scale where I'm just like, you know what? Throwing my fucking worries out the window. I
Yeah.
cannot
We
be
have nothing
bothered
to
with
worry
this.
about.
I'm just enjoying my life.
Yeah. You know what I did last night? This is kind of off topic, but on topic. I like, obviously, like, as we've mentioned, we have eating disorders and obviously we count calories. And I have like PTSD from drinking so much wine at home during COVID that like I
Mm.
don't like having wine. Not that I'm like an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, actually, no, I do have wine like all over my apartment, but like I just don't drink. Like, thinking about having like one glass of wine at home makes me really anxious.
Yeah.
Or like, I just don't like it. And sometimes I get so fucking hungover off like 2 glasses of red wine.
Mhm.
And last night, like literally had no life last night, did absolutely nothing, went grocery shopping at like 8 p.m., came home, got a bottle of wine because I was like, fuck it. Had 2 glasses of wine, an edible, a sleepy
Love.
edible.
Love.
It was the best night of my life. I was like, this
Mm-hmm.
is like a controlled hot girl staying in on a Friday night.
Some candles
Like
lit, like a
candles
little bit of
lit,
TV
watched like Real Housewives
action.
of Salt Lake City, like was
Obsessed.
going through old pictures on my phone. It was so nice. I was like, this is why people like do it this way. And I
Yeah.
actually was like, I'm the kind of person who I'm like, I will microdose mushrooms until I'm hallucinating.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, it's not microdosing like me last weekend. It's
It's not
like if
microdosing
everyone
if you're
like if
taking
people are
enough
just
that it's a
handing me things, I'm like,
macrodose.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then it's like all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden I'm like seeing fucking floating donuts that turn into vaginas. But last night, which has happened to me before, but last night I just took one edible and I was like, okay, bitch, is this doing anything? Like, should I take another edible? And I didn't take another edible. And it was just such a pleasant little warm moment.
That's
And I
stunning.
was like, if I took another edible, I would have been like loopy doopy, eating the whole fucking kitchen.
Yeah.
I did set a world record for how many Reese's cups someone can eat in 1 minute last night, though.
Somebody call Guinness.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, well, this Halloween candy has to go somewhere. No, but it
That
was so
sounds so
pleasant. We should
lovely.
do that.
We should do that
Not tonight.
and get
I
a
want to binge
salad from
drink tonight.
CPK.
I want to binge drink.
I don't. I don't want to drink. I actually do not want to drink.
You
You
know,
know
it
what
was really
happened last night?
amazing.
What?
When we went to Kim Petras,
Mm-hmm.
I went to dinner with my brother and a friend before
Mm-hmm.
that. I had 2 margaritas at Steak 48. No, I think I had three. I had 3 margaritas. After 1.5 margaritas, I blacked out. I blacked out. I was texting everybody in my phone book. I don't remember you picking me up. I don't remember like the conversation that you said that we had earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I was fucking blacked out off literally 1.5 margaritas.
Okay, Miss
Obviously,
Lightweight.
proceeded to drink another 1.5 while I was being anorexic that day because I was morbidly obese the day before. So I
Mm-hmm.
didn't eat anything. And I was 3 sheets to the wind, did not remember anything. And then we went to Kim Petras and it was amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah. But no, that was just fun. I don't know why I'm talking about that. But like that's like how I want to be tonight.
I want to be that way as well, but like since I've been in this like little party girl era, like my tolerance has fucking skyrocketed and like
Mm-hmm.
I cannot get drunk.
Same. But for some reason, like I want to manifest being able to like black out off of 2 really good margaritas.
No, actually, you know what? I did go out last Sunday and I had 3 cocktails, I think 2 or 3, and granted they were very, very strong, but I was hammered and I didn't drink
Yeah.
anything else except for water the rest of the
Yeah.
night and I was hammered and I was actually out with a coworker and when I went back to work on Thursday, one of my other coworkers was like, "Oh yeah, like so and so was like talking shit about you because you were like literally lit off of 2 drinks." And I was like, "Baby, like
That's all it takes
I am a
sometimes.
lightweight and let's
Yeah.
be grateful for that
Yeah.
because guess who didn't have to buy me another round?"
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Sometimes I'm like such a lightweight, and sometimes I'm like, you could hand me fucking shots of tequila, and I just like won't get drunk. It's the
yeah.
weirdest thing
Yeah.
ever. It's so weird. I don't know what. Does that happen to you too?
Where every once in a while I just like no matter how much I'm like I could be like literally guzzling alcohol. You could take a
Yeah.
funnel and pour it down my
And you're
throat
not drunk.
and I can't get drunk.
It's so
It's
weird.
so
I feel like
annoying.
it's
That
always, I feel like it always happens. Like I say, I want to black out tonight off 2 margaritas, and I won't be able to get drunk for the life of
yeah.
me. When I was at dinner with them, I was like, I'm not even gonna drink. Like, it's Wednesday night. I don't want to drink. And then I was like, okay, fuck it. Like, obviously, got peer pressured into 1 margarita, and then I got the call, so I had to order
Mhm.
another one, and then of
Yeah.
course I had to chug one before my Uber seater got there. So that was that. But it was beautiful, and I wish every day I could achieve that level of inebriation off of that amount of alcohol.
The other night I was taking mushrooms and I ate more mushrooms than I've ever eaten in my life and could not feel them. Could not feel them.
Sometimes it happens to me, and then when I close my eyes,
You're
I,
like, "Oh shit."
I'm like, I'm gonna die. I don't
That
want to be
happened to
here.
me a few weeks
Like, I
ago
don't want to be
and
here.
I was like couldn't fall asleep because I would close my eyes and I was like
Hmm.
I'm seeing things and like I didn't even feel high.
How do we feel about like sleeping aids?
We love sleeping aids. I'm not a sleeping aid girly
Me
myself because
either.
they make me
So
so
fucking
groggy.
groggy the next day. I'm the same way.
And it will last the whole day
Yeah.
too. Like
Yeah.
it's like Benadryl. I cannot do
Yeah.
Benadryl, but you know what my sleep aid is? A cheeky little dab pen that sleeps on the same side of my bed as my vibrator. They have like
Mm-hmm.
their own little section tucked
Mm-hmm.
under my pillow. And when I'm having trouble sleeping, I just like take a little rip of that and I am out like a fucking
Oh, that's so
light. It
nice.
is stunning. It's so
I
good.
was anticipating this edible that I took last night. It's like a little blueberry gummy to like knock me out in 2 seconds, but it didn't really do anything, but it just gave me like a fun little feeling.
That's so nice. Should
Like
we take some?
later.
Yeah.
We should take some later when we drink.
Yeah, okay. A little crossfade.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we talk too much about alcohol on this podcast,
And
so
drugs.
maybe we should go move on to our next topic, which
Let's talk about it.
is Chris, are you hot or are you bothered?
I'm actually really bothered this week
Okay,
because no one fucking works.
me.
Well, yeah, but like
I don't count.
you don't count. Literally nobody fucking works.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of people dating broke ass guys, complaining that they don't work, complaining that they don't have jobs, complaining that they don't make enough money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, one, have a higher standard for yourself, like figure it out. Figure that out on your end.
Mm-hmm.
Two, some of these guys that I'm talking to give me such a fucking hard time about like having a job. I'm like, I literally have like 4 jobs. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't have time for you to be calling me during the fucking day and
What are
like
you
blowing me
doing?
up
Like,
and stressing me out. I'm like, no. Like, what are you doing? Like, why are you like
why do you have all this
at
free
like
time?
why are you like getting a breakfast sandwich at 2 o'clock? Like I don't fuck with that. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I don't understand. Like I feel like I don't connect with people who like don't have a work ethic. Do you know what I mean? Like I
Mm-hmm.
just instantly get annoyed and it just doesn't align with my values. Like this, for another example, this guy was like slept over the next morning. Talk about overstaying your welcome. And like it was literally, I woke up at 9 o'clock. My alarm didn't go off. I was in full panic mode. My phone was going off. Like I was getting work calls. Like I had 3 huge appointments that day.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just like laying in bed and he was like, oh my God, are you okay? And I was like picking up work phone calls because literally I have to wake up at like 6 or 7 o'clock, do my thing. And my workday, like my phone's blowing up 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I know that's like not normal. Like I acknowledge that like that's completely not normal and a lot of people don't like that.
Yeah.
But like that's how I operate and like that's normal for me and like I need to answer the phone. And so I was like on like doing stuff on the phone. This guy's like in my bed and I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then I was kind of like, okay, I have to go. Like I was like, I have to go. So like let's get it moving. And then the next day he like calls me and he's like, yeah, you're like kind of giving like manic energy. And I'm like, thank you. We've gone over how manic I am multiple times. Like, yes, we know that I'm manic.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was like, what are you even doing? And I was like, I can't even explain to you what I'm doing because you don't. I was just like, I'm just dealing with a couple little chaotic things. Like I was literally like running around back and forth, like putting out 10 fires at the same time, like all while this guy's like blowing me up. And I'm just like, baby, I don't have time to like tell you how handsome you are right now. Like I have other things that I need to worry about.
Right.
And was just like annoyed, but whatever. I made like the effort to call him. And then he was just like, I was just like, whatever. I was like, it's just chaos today. Like, it's fine. And he was like, because he like lives in New York and here. And he was like, it's so interesting. Like, the difference between people in LA and New York. Like, people in New York actually have really chaotic jobs and just know how to handle it. And they just know how to handle it. They know how to handle the
Okay,
chaos and
babe.
they like function well in the chaos. And everyone in LA just says that what they're doing is chaotic, but it actually isn't. And I was like, one, that's insulting to me. Two, you're the kind of person who gets out of bed at 11 a.m. So are you trying to tell me that you have some kind of chaotic job, but you have like the ability to sleep in until 11 a.m.? That makes absolutely no sense. Also, everyone that I know in LA doesn't work, which is
Yeah.
fine. Everyone that I know that lives in New York has a chaotic job and doesn't know how to manage it. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck are you trying to say? I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Like, leave me alone. Don't come for me and worry about yourself
Right.
and give me a fucking break. I'm like,
Literally
go
worry
get a
about
job. Like,
yourself.
go work. Go do
Mm-hmm.
something. Go make some money. Like,
Yeah.
go occupy your time right now, pissing me off, and go make some money.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
Am I crazy?
No. If somebody said that to me, I would be annoyed as
I
fuck.
was like
I would be
annoyed.
annoyed
I
as
was like
fuck.
really annoyed, like low key. I was just like, I didn't even have time to like digest what he was saying, but I was like, my job is actually very chaotic. I do know how to manage it. I
Mm-hmm.
like having a chaotic job. Like
Yeah.
it's fun. And what are you doing?
Yeah, and
You're
like
bothering me. Like you're bothering me. Go do something.
your job is chaotic, but like you are the type of person because you are a little chaotic yourself. Like you
Yeah.
thrive in that environment
Yeah.
and you manage it well. And you also are such a hard worker. And so, like, that
I'm just like,
is
what do you want from me?
suiting
Like,
for
do you want me to be a
you.
bum? Like, and be like,
Yeah.
oh, like, do you want me to have zero work ethic and like go be a bum?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm like trying to make a move so I don't have to be working in 10 years, bitch. Like,
I don't know. I love a manic queen. Like, and I like to date people like that too.
hmm
Like, and
no, I
if
need someone to like
you're,
elevate me and to like understand and to like
yeah,
know the fucking vibe and not be
yeah,
like literally texting me at like 2 p.m., 3 p.m. Like, why aren't you texting me back? I'm like, what?
yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Go
What type of industry is this person in?
creative. I need to date someone who literally like works on an Excel document all day.
You do. I always say this, and like the first time I ever noticed this was when I was working in the fashion industry, and it was like around the time where I was starting to hire interns,
Mm-hmm.
and I noticed, especially like while interviewing people and then like hiring interns and then just like working, I worked for a really small brand. And so I worked like very cross functionally with our creative team. And the mindset between creative individuals and non creative individuals is night and fucking day.
I mean, yeah.
You like I used to be very stern in the fact where I would say if you are a creative person, you cannot, like, for example, I worked in sales and I'd be like, if you're a creative person, like, you cannot fucking do sales. I have grown from that mindset now, and I do think there is a very special type of person
Mm-hmm.
that can do both. But for the most part, like, creatives, they're like, and there's nothing wrong with them, obviously, like
Mm-hmm.
like it takes all kinds, and like I respect the fuck out of creative people. I wish I was more creative, but like there is a certain mindset and mentality that it takes for somebody to do jobs that are like non-creative, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense, like sales or
Mm-hmm.
something of that nature. And it's just like it's so hard to be able to see both sides, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel like I'm both of those things. Like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I do is smack dab in the middle of creative and business. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm grateful that I can
Can do
experience
both
both and know how to do both pretty well.
for sure.
But like, I don't know. I was just like, I feel like it's kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, the creative is like giving like me shit for the way that I do things when it's
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not giving you shit for the way that you're living your fucking life up until the point where you fucking piss me off.
Of course. It's not
Like,
like you were the one calling him up and being like, why the fuck are you sleeping until noon?
yeah. Like he's like, why are you like working? What are you dealing with? And I'm like, you don't even actually, you've never even asked me what I do for work to
Yeah.
like the full extent
That
because
annoys
people
me.
only fucking talk about themselves and care about
Mm-hmm.
themselves. And so how am I even going to explain to you what I am trying to accomplish if you don't know what the fuck I do?
Right.
So leave me alone and go worry about yourself. And yeah,
Go create something and
yeah,
fuck off.
yeah. And there's been so many like random like friends of mine who have like been having just like issues with their partners because their partners have a lack of drive or aren't like
Mm-hmm.
working or whatever. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, That's such a turnoff.
Big time.
Like such a turnoff. Like I'm
Mhm.
like, how? I mean, I know everyone moves at their own pace and whatever, but I'm like, if you don't have, I mean, I'm just like very like uptight about, I guess, work and like my career and
Mhm.
making fucking money, which is like fine, but I don't know. I just don't have patience for people who like aren't in touch with reality.
Yeah,
Like it's crazy.
it is. I feel guilty because I have kind of been in past relationships. I have partly been the type of person that like is lacking that drive, but I've
Mm-hmm.
always been very upfront in the fact that I'm like, yeah, I don't feel motivated about my career and what I'm doing right
Mm-hmm.
now because I don't enjoy it and I don't
Yeah.
feel passionate about it anymore.
Yeah.
And I want to find something that I do
Yeah.
feel passion for.
But that's
And
like,
that's like why I left my job is because
yeah.
I'm like, I am so dedicated. I'm such a hard
But
worker.
you
I
were
bust
also
my
like
fucking
so ahead
ass.
of the curve of somebody your age that it's like you are already like light years ahead of
Yeah.
people your age.
I was
Like,
20 years old when I graduated with my bachelor's
yeah.
degree. Like,
Like, and you like did all of it. You've like already done that like whole segment
yeah.
of your life. So
Yeah.
it's like you're much further ahead of the curve than like a lot of fucking people in
Right.
that regard.
Right. But like I feel like a lot of people are just lacking that self-awareness to be like, yeah, I don't really feel motivated about this and I wonder why that is and like be able to like actually understand like, oh, maybe they don't feel passionate about it or like maybe they're just not like dedicated to this or like,
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, but I just like that's why I say like I love to date people that are like a little manic. I love to date
Yeah.
people that are motivated and have a
Mm-hmm.
lot of drive. Like can you fucking imagine me being with somebody and like me paying their phone bill or helping
No,
them with
absolutely
rent.
not.
Like when I've had girlfriends like in the past, like I had a girlfriend tell me like, yeah, like he asked to borrow money from me to like pay his rent and I gave it to him and now he owes me like X amount. I'm just like, what?
Like, no, so fucking bad,
I would be
dude.
so turned off by that
Even if I
person.
like have a job, like even if I have a job that I absolutely detest, which I've had before, sometimes I fucking hate my job, like
Mhm.
today, but I'm like, I will like be the fucking best at it and I will like hate
Yeah.
myself for needing to like be the best in that position.
Mhm.
And like, as like, I mean, me and Cedar have talked about it like in the past, like us, working in fashion and in PR and whatever. And I'm like, all of those skills and relationships that I've developed by like being, a good employee or whatever, fucking individual, like all those relationships and like all the things that I've learned have like directly like transferred into what I'm doing today.
Yeah.
Like I remember like being like miserable, like crying, like writing emails to people that I didn't fucking care about, like at 11 p.m. when I was working in PR, and
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, well, like I can apply like X, Y, and Z to like today, and like when I was a fucking recruiter out of college, zero salary, only working off of commission, like
Mhm.
wanting to kill myself, but
That sounds
like
so bad.
it was crazy, but obviously I was really good at it. And I like
Yeah.
should have fucking kept like I should have kept that fucking job.
Really? You think so?
Like I was so good at it. I mean, I like it literally it was the craziest thing. It was like a 8 week like training boot camp that was like 10 hours a day, like Monday through Friday. I think I got paid like $14 an hour. Like it was terrible.
That's
And
horrifying.
then like after that, you're essentially like your own agent working for this recruiting company.
Mhm.
Um placed someone my first day out of training with the
Stunning.
job. Some
Stunning.
random ass like fucking software developer in Idaho. I was like, go off, Tom. Like, love you.
Yeah.
And then like had a couple other little placements, like because I worked there for like 6 months.
Mhm.
But I just like hated it because I didn't know. I wasn't used to like knowing how to like manage my own time. Like I basically like I
Mhm.
was on a team and had managers and stuff, but it's like all up to you to
Yeah.
like do all the work. So I was really having like a hard time just like managing my own time. And also
Mhm.
I was just like really weary of the fact that like this is strictly based off of commission. Like I literally didn't have a salary,
Yeah.
which I thought was going to be like fine in the beginning, but then I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Mhm.
Um, but I should have stayed. Like I would have been so good.
You live and you learn.
I know. I could always do it if all else fails.
back to applying skills to
Mm-hmm.
like positions where you like didn't even know
Mm-hmm.
were a possibility. I actually had a job interview this week, which like I actually didn't even know what the position was. I knew that it was like for like an event planning company, and I didn't know like what the title was going to be. I didn't know what the pay range was. I didn't know anything about it, office schedule or anything. And I was just
Mm-hmm.
like, I was connected by a friend, and I was just like, okay, like I'll feel
What
it
do I have
out.
to lose? Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll go in for an interview. So I went in for an interview, and apparently the position was for an event planner. And as we were like talking about the position and what it entails and the responsibilities and so on, I was like,
I can do all of this with my eyes closed.
that's literally copy and paste what I was doing in sales. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's the same fucking thing, completely different industries,
Mm-hmm.
completely different job descriptions, the same skills required.
Yeah.
Like I have to talk to clients, I have to make a few spreadsheets,
Mm-hmm.
a few budgets, so on.
Yeah. Keep shit in
Are you
place.
kidding?
Yeah.
Like, did I ever think, oh, I saw a job listing for an event planner, I could do that? No.
No.
But like
Yeah. It's not as like
literally
glamorous as one may think, kind
no,
of.
and that's like the complicated part about like careers and everything too, is like everyone tries to like make it seem like it's so like more intricate than it actually is. And it's like
Yeah.
we're all just doing the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
We're all doing the same fucking shit. Anyway,
People need to go get a job.
everybody go get a fucking job,
Like, I don't have, I'm like,
including me.
yeah.
Yeah. But that's the thing too, like that I was saying earlier. I like you've seen me with this fucking podcast, like the hours I spend at my computer
Mm-hmm.
because I enjoy doing it. I feel passionate about it, and when I'm like committed to something, I
Yeah.
fucking do it,
Yeah.
you know. And I think it's just a matter of like people are so easy to just settle and like get into like their routine doing their shitty little job that they're not actually happy doing, and just like kind of like slacking off and
And
like
that's fine
whatever.
though if you're like comfortable and you're making good money and you have like a great work-life balance. Like, I would love to trade my life. Like, I know people who are like making 200 grand a year and they work 3 hours a day max. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, obviously I would rather be doing that, but like, I'm not like, I don't know. Like, obviously I'd rather be doing that, but I like being a chaotic,
Manic
manic
queen.
freak.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like my
Yeah.
job is fun. Like, I love talking to people
I
and
feel like
like,
it's also just like mental stimulation too.
yes, it's
Like,
constant.
yeah. And a
Yeah.
lot of people need that at their jobs, and some people
Mm-hmm.
don't. My problem is I
I'm
don't
like overly
like,
stimulated at all times.
I like cannot deal with forced like social stimulation. So like even though my fucking restaurant shifts are so easy, I'm like fake smiling at people and saying hi and whatever. Like I come home and I'm like burnt the fuck out.
Yeah, no,
But
I
like
have,
I'll go out to a bar or a party and talk to everybody in the goddamn room
yeah,
and come home and be bouncing off
yeah,
the walls and have so much
yeah.
energy.
I'm like the same exact way. Like, I feel like I'm entering like a new chapter of my career path where I need to be putting myself out there in these types of social events and networking and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's a little different because it's like, it's fun because there's like the common interest of what we do that makes it like interesting to talk to these people.
For
And
sure.
obviously, like, it could be mutually beneficial and you could both be making a lot of money, like if you were to close a deal together. So it's good to like network and stuff. But I have such a hard time like making small talk with people and
Mm-hmm.
like just, I'm just so fucking lazy in the sense that like, if I've been working all day, it's like I don't want to go to like one of these like events at 6 or 7 o'clock. And
No.
it's like, fuck, like no. But then
Your
once
Adderall's wearing
my
off, like you're
Adderall's
tapped
wearing
out.
off,
You
I'm
haven't had
tired, I
caffeine
don't
for
want to like
six
take another
hours.
shower, I don't want to like
Mm-hmm.
put on a different outfit and like get in the car again and go talk to other people about like the shit that I've been complaining about all day at work. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? But it's like
Absolutely.
those are the things that will obviously like elevate my career. So I'm like forcing myself to do that. And it's actually been kind of, once I get there, I'm always like, okay, I'm so happy that I'm here and I'm so happy
Right.
that I came here.
Like this was
And
beneficial.
yeah, I'm like, real estate agents in LA are so thirsty.
They really
Like, I
are.
will literally walk into like a broker's open and they're like, what's your Instagram? Like, give me your
Yeah.
phone, you're following me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Like, it's insane. People are just like whackadoodles. Like, this
Absolutely.
lady
And
was
I
like talking to me about Well, like all these agents in LA, like they're like have 5 other jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And this lady was like showing me her jewelry line. She was like showing me her dancing videos. I'm like, okay, do you have a client for me?
She's like Britney Spears in front of the camera.
Literally was showing me like her friend's jewelry line, her jewelry line, showing me her dancing videos, like all this stuff. And I was like making me follow her other accounts. And I was like, okay, do you have a client for me or no? Because I'll still follow you. But I'm like, well,
Yeah.
let's get to it, baby. Like,
Right.
are we on the same wavelength of what's going on, or are you just trying to like show, like, talk about yourself?
Yeah.
Everyone loves to fucking talk about themselves.
Me. I love to talk
The point
about
of this podcast.
us talking
But-
about ourselves.
But like, it's so interesting being exposed to so many different personalities, like daily.
Mhm.
Just like, it's so fucking easy to like manipulate a situation.
I knew you were going to say manipulate. I knew you were going to say that.
Because it's like you just have to like find, you just have to go along
you just have
with
to
what
pick which
people
personality you're going to go with.
Well, but it's so easy to just be like, okay, like if someone is talking and they just continue to talk about themselves,
Mhm.
then I'm like, let's just drill into it. Like I'm just gonna keep asking questions.
Mhm.
I'm gonna like ask a question about the question that you just answered about yourself. You know what I mean? And I feel like
Yeah.
that's why like people like me.
Right.
And then but I won't remember anything.
No, and I'm the same
No.
way. Like, especially when it comes to names, tell me your name. I'll shake your hand. I'll look you straight in the face. I'll repeat it back to you. I will not remember it half of a second later. We can have a conversation the entire fucking night about our lives and your life and everything you do and where you're from and your fucking first dog's name, like all of it. And
I won't remember.
I'm not going to remember a thing.
I don't know if I mean manipulate the conversation, but I feel like I take control of the conversation by like asking people a lot of questions.
But I think that you also know, like, and manipulate is the right word, but it doesn't have to be a negative thing. Like, but you also know, like, what approach to take to that specific person.
Yeah.
Because, like, let's be real. I think we all fucking do this. And, like, I take a lot of pride in, like, being authentically myself. But, like, sometimes, like, you do interact with different people where you're like, I'm not going to be this way with them, but I might be that way with
like
another
I'm
person.
very, very obviously hyper self-aware. And, like, it's so interesting that you just have to, like, I don't know, in some of these professional settings, you have to, like, shift yourself to, like, align with somebody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
and I think for
but
me,
I don't know. I don't feel like that's being a chameleon. I'm like, I'm all of those people and I'm like all of those things, but it's just like I'm tapping into like what department like is going to resonate with this person.
I agree.
You know?
I mean, I'm a Gemini and that's supposedly like what we do. So I don't really know, but like I don't know. I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Like, I mean, that is just life. And like it's kind of similar to how people say like not one person can fulfill all of your needs all at once. And like, yeah, because
there's so many. What do you mean?
I don't know where I'm going with that. I had a thought and it's left my brain.
I don't know. My thought was going to make me sound like a complete psychopath, schizophrenic, different personality disorder, whatever it's called, multiple personality disorder.
You are.
No, but I feel like I have to do that.
No, but like not one person can fulfill all your needs all at once, and that's because like people are just so dynamic, and there are so many different parts to us, and some parts we turn off at times and some parts we turn on. And like I personally don't really think there's anything wrong with that. Like there is an element of like still remaining true to yourself. Like obviously I'm not going to go like meet a man and kiss his ass and tell him how much I love fucking football because I know how much he loves football.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I'm saying? Like there is an element of still remaining true to yourself, but like, you know, but like when I'm interacting with like if I was religious in any capacity, I'm probably not going to be dropping the F-bomb and like calling people cunts left and right, you know, but like might I do that with
oh my God, that's like my
another
issue,
group of friends? What?
Like I'm still like dropping F-bombs and like talking really inappropriately at these professional things, but I think people like it.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm like
I've always really appreciated that in a professional setting where somebody is able to break the ice.
Yeah.
Like during my job interview, the guy that was interviewing me, he said the F word and I was like, I love you.
I know.
I love you.
I know. When I was whatever meeting with this other brokerage and I was meeting with this chick and she said something and I was like,
Thank
God.
God. Not
I
a bunch
was
of
like,
fucking squares around
yeah, I was
here.
like, oh my God. I was like, you're not a loser. Thank the fucking Lord. And then she
Yeah.
like,
I just
and then
like
it like
the
the
walls come
wall
down.
came down. The
Yeah.
walls came down. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were just like, and then it turned into just like a very like normal organic conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I like had the confidence or the ability to be the one to be able to make the icebreaker, like, drop the F-bomb first or like
I will
whatever.
never forget when I was out of college and after my recruiting gig that I hated, I was interviewing at all these PR agencies in LA that my previous internship was getting me in touch with.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this one PR agent, it was like between these two agencies, and I was like, okay, whatever. Whichever one calls me back first or offers me more money, whatever, I'll take it because they were both pretty aligned with what I wanted to do and whatever. And I got hired by obviously one of them. And then all the PR agencies like talk to each other, whatever, and everyone knows everyone. And I was talking to this girl in my office. I was like, wait, did they tell you why like they'd never called me back? And she was like, yeah, she said that you said the F word in your interview. And I was like, I did not say the F word in my interview. Like I was
You
literally like,
really don't think you did?
hand to God, I was like 21 or 22 years old. Like, I remember like shaking in my boots in that interview, being so uncomfortable, talking to like this obese lady with her Pomeranian, like literally barking at me the entire time. Like, there was not room for me to drop the F bomb.
Yeah.
And I remember they were all talking, like, the girls, there was like two other girls that came in to interview me, and I couldn't get a word in edgewise, and they were the ones that were kind of like talking like more casually, and I
Yeah.
remember being like so hyper aware, like, oh my God, why are they like, because this is when I was like, oh my God, I have to be so professional.
You
Like
were
I
like
just was
brand new, like you're just a
I
little
was a
baby,
job
like
recruiter for six
yeah.
months. Like I
Yeah.
know like bedside fucking manner for a
Yeah.
job interview. And
Professionalism.
I was like, I remember thinking to myself like, oh my God, these girls are like a little unprofessional right now. And
Right.
then like 2 months later when I was working at the other one, I like became close with whatever, and she was like, we don't care about that here, or something, like joking about it. And I was like, I never fucking said fuck like in that interview. Like, what? I was so annoyed. But
That is
yeah,
so
so I think
annoying.
about that often. I think about that, like, that's
Yeah.
one of those
That's
things. No, it
traumatizing.
is. I was like, bitch, I was gaslit. Like, that's one of those like
Yeah.
random things that crosses my mind like every other day.
That is so insane
Yeah.
and so frustrating. And you're like,
Yeah.
because if I had said the F word, I would fucking own it.
Yes, exactly. I was like, I didn't say the F word. And I remember thinking to myself, like, the F word, faggot. I remember thinking to myself, like, these girls are inappropriate. Like, they're making me uncomfortable. Not making me uncomfortable, but I was like, you shouldn't be like talking like that, like
Right.
interviewing me or like
You
setting the
you're
tone
not
in a
maybe
weird
maybe
way.
not uncomfortable, but you're kind of like caught off guard.
Caught off guard. And again, I was like super, taking into consideration all the things that like I knew from like a recruiting standpoint, whatever.
Yeah.
But I remember being like, fuck those gaslighting ass bitches.
Literally fuck them.
Yeah. People
Fuck
are weird.
them. People are so
Um,
weird.
but it's
Ugh.
fun. We know how to manipulate situations, and nobody has jobs.
Master manipulators over here.
Hmm. I sound like a crazy
Um
bitch, but I'm not. We all know
no.
how to do it. We all know how to like.
And if you say that you don't, you're a
No. But if
liar.
you don't know how to, then
Learn.
you're like a really awkward person.
That's true.
You're a really awkward person.
That's
So you should
true.
figure out how to have conversations with people both in a professional and personal setting.
Do you think I'm an awkward person?
Um, I don't know you personally or professionally, so like I don't know.
You know
No,
me
I think
strictly as
that
your podcast co-host.
I don't know. I don't really know. I would have to see you like talk to someone. I don't think I've ever seen you speak to anyone besides me. Do you know what I mean though?
Okay, we need to wrap this up, girly.
Okay.
First of all, I need to say this first. Go follow us on our fucking socials, because if you don't follow us yet, your mom's a fucking hoe. You are a cunt, and I hate you. So, Hot and Bothered the Pod on Instagram and TikTok and whatever. We're on Patreon now too, so check us
I
out
feel like I just
there.
talked for an hour and you didn't say a word.
I didn't say a fucking
Oh
word.
my God, the Adderall is hitting today, babe.
We haven't even been recording for an hour because we tried to start recording and my microphone wasn't on.
And then we were stuck between a riot and a
Yeah.
something else.
Everybody go say the F word in your job interviews this week.
When you go get a job,
Go get a
go
fucking
get a job.
job.
Just work.
I love that I'm saying that to people and I'm like,
How do people survive?
me.
You're fine. You have a good work ethic, or else I wouldn't like you.
Yeah.
Me
No.
like shaming people who don't work.
You're trying to keep the conversation going. We need to shut it down.
Okay, love you so much. Thank you so much. Go get a job.
Go be a hoe. What did we talk about at the beginning?
Oh, you're in your party girl era.
Go to a party, say the F word in a job interview.
Go buy a vape.
Go buy a vape.
Okay. Well, XO.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. Love you. Mwah.